On this show, we tend to concern ourselves with the little things, which of course means we usually completely neglect the big things. We should probably neglect the little things, too.
Hello, and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinnie.
My name's Matt.
Rochelle Rochelle!
You are so friggin' talented.
Aw, thank you, my friend. How are you today?
Doing okay, a little under the weather, so try to get amped for this episode.
I'd tell you to take an antihistamine, but I already told you last week, or 2 weeks ago.
What about appetite suppressants?
They're over there.
Okay. Vinny, guess who came up with a list of the 100 greatest TV shows of all time?
Mick Jagger.
No. Rolling Stone magazine.
Close enough.
Yes. Rolling Stone has a history with Seinfeld. You know, they graced the cover. Remember the, there's like the leather daddy.
Yeah, I remember that one. There's also the Wizard of Oz.
Another classic. I would love to get those like high-res images.
It'd be nice to have them framed, to be honest with you.
Like no text, just the cast. They're fantastic. Rolling Stone, I don't know if it was the magazine or the website, probably the website, came up with a list of the 100 greatest TV shows of all time. Thanks to all of our listeners for sending in this list. Don't worry, we're not going through all 100. We just wanted to mention that Seinfeld made the list. Number 5.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Not good enough out of all time, Vinny.
No.
All time.
They must be first. They must be liked by everybody.
All right. Well, the shows that beat Seinfeld were Mad Men at number 4, Breaking Bad at number 3, The Wire at number 2, and drumroll, please. Sopranos at number 1.
All right. That's fine.
Okay. You know, this whole list, actually, the top 10, the top 20, it reminded me a lot of a WGA list that came out a couple of years ago. That's the Writers Guild of America, where they had like the exact same TV shows, just reshuffled.
Okay.
On their list, Seinfeld came in at number 2.
See, now we're talking.
Number 2. Sopranos was still number 1, but fantastic list. It's a lot of fun just to, look for your favorite TV shows, see where they clocked in.
And I got to say, it's actually a nice reference for shows for me to, visit that I have yet to see.
Oh, absolutely. These are all fantastic TV shows, especially number 7, The Twilight Zone.
Ah, your favorite.
Yes. Were there any shows on here that are like related to Seinfeld we should give shout outs to?
Why, yes, there is. Curb Your Enthusiasm, clocking in at number 19, right ahead of Ted Danson and Cheers and Company.
So Larry David finally got the one up on Ted Danson.
He's the big brother now.
Yeah, Curb at number 19. I think I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Again, these lists are just so stupid because it's just one person's opinion. But
of course.
But as two hosts of a Seinfeld podcast, we obsess over it. Every week. It's great to see Seinfeld represented on this list, and it might not be number 1, but
that's okay.
It is the number 1 comedy on this list, and that's what matters most to us.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
But fantastic list. We'll include a link in our show notes. Thanks again to everyone who sent it in. We're going to keep things kind of short at the top of this week's episode. Before we get started, though, I want to let everyone know that this will be the last episode of Season 6, which means we're doing a Season 6 recap next week. And we have some topics we want to discuss. We'd love to hear from you, the listeners, and read your emails and play your voicemails. So if you have any ideas or requests or questions, please send them in. Be sure to let us know where you're from and give us your favorite and least favorite episode from Season 6. Very important that you do that. But Vinny, how can the listeners reach out to us?
They can send the big ideas into seincast@gmail.com. They can post on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and now they can leave us voicemails at Coco Bosco, 262-622-6726.
This will be our first season recap since setting up the voicemail line. So we would love to play your voicemails. If anyone wants to send in a message, question or topic, or just anything you want to send our way, we'd love to play it during our recap. We will be recording the season 6 recap on Tuesday, October 4th. So depending on when you're listening to this episode, please try to send in your questions and topic suggestions by Tuesday, October 4th, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Look who's recording at 10 o'clock.
Vinny, what episode do we have this week?
We are discussing the 24th and final episode of Season 6, The Understudy, written by Marjorie Gross and Carol Leifer, directed by Andy Ackerman, and originally aired May 18th, 1995.
Right on. Got a lot of trivia to talk about this week. Let's start talking about softball first. I think some of the best, like, out-of-studio Seinfeld stuff. Does that make sense? Out-of-studio? Like,
Absolutely. Yeah,
on-location filming.
Non-Monk's, non-Jerry's apartment, alternative locations. This is a great one, Central Park.
Absolutely. It's almost like a short film. Like,
yeah.
So much out in the real world. Jerry and Larry, back in their stand-up comedy days in the 70s in New York, were both in the Broadway show league, where like big actors like a Bette Midler would play. Jerry played for the comic strip, and Larry played for a rival team, the Improv.
Isn't that crazy? They were on competing teams.
Yeah, I wonder how they faced off. Like, was like Larry catching, and he would trash talk when Jerry was up to bat.
Yeah, and he'd say "Big Mouth Shrimp" on special today. You know.
Well, it was Marjorie Gross who had the idea. Like, what if you hurt one of these actors that was playing on the softball team? Jerry mentioned in an interview, like, Al Pacino would be playing. So what if Al Pacino got beamed by a baseball and he had to perform that night? What would happen? So that's sort of where the premise for this week's episode came from Marjorie. Carol Leifer was the one who came up with the Elaine storyline based on her own experience at the nail salon, wondering what the women were saying about her. And Larry David came up with the idea of, hey, what if one of those manicurists was like an old love of Frank's? So this episode was really a team effort, from all angles.
And it seems like these ideas are just snowballing off each other.
And Frank, have we gotten any like hint into his background, like in Korea before this?
Not yet, no.
This is the first episode.
Correct. And we'll learn more about it in the fatigues.
Right. He fought in the Korean War, right?
Yeah.
But at some point he probably came back home and then he returned, or maybe he stayed to sell the
religious artifacts. Yeah, that's a good question. So he may have gone over there twice at least.
Yeah, and even Estelle complains in a later episode, like, you were always off selling your religious tchotchkes.
Yeah, nice.
So I like to think maybe, like, after he met Kim, he went back to Korea to, like, look for her, under the excuse I have to sell these religious artifacts.
Guys.
Now, the working title for this episode was The Injury. Obviously, based on what happens to Bette Midler. What do you think about that title versus The Understudy?
I really like The Understudy. I had no idea that The Injury was a working title, so that was kind of news to me. But I feel like The Understudy just fits so well, and we get to see the underbelly of the theater world.
Right. Now, the episode was going to be called The Injury originally because, a huge storyline from this episode was inspired by what happened in, was it 94, the 94 Olympics? Tonya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan. Everyone knows this. The attack on Bette Midler is very similar to what happened to Nancy Kerrigan. Even the last scene in the episode is very similar when Janice breaks down on stage to what happened to Tonya Harding when her shoelace broke and she tried to fix it. But we'll include links in our show notes of what happened to Tonya Harding and her freaking out behind scenes, and especially the attack on Nancy Kerrigan. I mean, just moments after it happened, she's being filmed. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, I remember that vividly.
Now it's really bizarre, actually. The clip of Tonya Harding when she's out on the ice and her shoelace or her skate lace is broken, and she's trying to do the routine and it's not working, and she eventually starts crying. The music that she's skating to is from Jurassic Park.
Get at it. Are you serious?
But it's not da-na-na-na-na. It's like the raptor attack at the end when they're running through the visitor center.
This is the actual music?
Not
like similar to?
It's like bump. Da-da-da-dun-dun, da-da-dun.
Oh.
So I'm like imagining raptors jumping all over the place as she's like skating and crying. It's very bizarre.
What an odd choice.
Next chunk of trivia here to talk about. One, Bette Midler, the guest star this week, and I would say one of the biggest names to show up on Seinfeld.
Yeah.
What do you think about Bette Midler? Are you a fan?
Matt Bidler? Sorry. I couldn't help it.
This is a tough episode.
It is. I like her. I really know her most from this particular appearance. I know she was in Beaches, and I think one of your favorite Halloween movies happens to be Hocus Pocus.
I don't know if it's one of my favorites, but yeah, I like that movie.
Okay, excuse me.
Don't out me.
I'm sorry. Well, she doesn't have as many acting credits as she does more, music and entries into film and Grammys and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, God, go on Wikipedia and just look at all the awards she's won, Grammys, Emmys, Tonys, an incredible career. I remember First Wives Club as a kid.
Okay.
That was a popular movie in my house. There were some other stars, though, considered for, this role this week. You got Cher. She was in the running. Again, I'm not saying that Cher was waiting by her phone. I think this was like the dream list that the Seinfeld crew had. Because even securing Bette Midler was tough. Cher, Julie Andrews, Carol Burnett, and Mary Tyler Moore, which is a pretty ambitious list.
Yeah.
Out of those 4 contenders, who would you want to see over Bette Midler?
Well, my money would have been on Mary Tyler Moore. I remember we discussed her as possibly, being Elaine's mom if we were able to have a dream cast. So I would go with her.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, Julie Andrews, I think would have been really cool to see in the role, especially if she played sort of like an unpleasant version of herself.
But that's so hard to imagine because she's so she's a dame,
right? Which is why I'd want to see it. Like I want to see Julie Andrews talking trash to George and stuff.
Get some talent, then you can mouth off.
Yeah.
I can't imagine her saying that.
Yeah, because there's something about Bette Midler where I don't know if she was playing that much of a different version of herself this week. Mm-hmm. Again, we don't know that much about Bette Midler other than what we heard people who worked on the show say about her.
Even director Andy Ackerman heard her continue to ask aloud to herself, "Why did I sign up to do this?" But he did follow that up with she ended up being a really good sport about everything, and she did a great job.
Right. We have a fun little clip here from Michael Richards talking about what it was like to work with her a little bit, which I think says something about Bette, might say a little something about Michael. Let's play it here.
And I remember they said to Bette, now listen, when we do the show for the audience, we're going to reenact those scenes for them that you shot earlier in the week. And Bette said, but I don't know those lines. And I said, well, you can carry your script. And she turned to me and just said, I would never get in front of an audience with a script.
Michael seems to be the more professional / uptight one of the 4.
Correct. I'd agree.
So to have him have to work with someone like Bette Midler, who might give him a run for his money.
Yeah, he's getting a taste of his own medication for a change. Sorry.
I think I need a taste of some medication as well. Bette brought this energy to the set. Is this right for me? Should I be doing this? But she would go on to have her own sitcom just 5 years later, a sitcom called Bette.
Bette.
Do you remember this?
I briefly remember kind of commercials airing, advertising for the show, but I never saw an episode.
Okay, well, I don't know much about it other than this show apparently also had a lot of backstage bickering.
Okay.
And one person caught up was the actor who played her husband on the show, Mr. Kevin Dunn, who we brought up last week.
Joel Hornick himself.
Joel Hornick. He left after 11 episodes. And they only filmed 18 before they were canceled, but her husband just suddenly disappeared on the show. So.
Well, I think he left because they had turkey roll for the craft services table. He didn't want any of that processed turkey.
Is it a real bird?
Yeah.
But I feel like we're just crapping on Bette Midler here.
Oh,
it's just
no.
The only trivia we have this week, unfortunately.
I got to say, though, regardless, however she was on the set, it ended up coming out as a great episode and her having a great appearance in this one guest spot.
Absolutely. I think she does a great job. On a lighter note, Bette Midler in the early 90s was an early sponsor of Adopt a Highway, which I want to bring up because that reminded me of Kramer So you can just imagine Bette Midler out there, cleaning up garbage and
Oh yeah,
covering up the lane lines.
she doesn't want to lose her baby.
No. And I just heard Bette Midler's name on the radio the other day. She will be the lead in Hello, Dolly on Broadway next year. So
very nice.
if you're ever in New York, check her out. Let's move on to, believe it or not, even bigger name than Bette Midler within the Seinfeld universe, and that is the introduction of one of the greatest secondary characters on Seinfeld, Mr. Jacopo Peterman.
They're really pulling out all the stops here in a season finale, aren't they? With guest stars, and now they got the introduction of John O'Hurley as Jay Peterman.
I don't think they had any idea what they were getting, though, with John O'Hurley as Jay Peterman. I mean, I think it was either Andy Ackerman in an interview. Someone said that they never knew how much mileage they were going to get out of this character.
Yeah, both as Elaine's boss and then just a great character to include in these storylines on the show. He ended up being in 20 episodes from now until the end of the series.
God, it's insane. Favorite episode out of those 20? Like, is there a Peterman moment that you will list as one of your favorites?
What is the...
I mean, the next episode we're going to see him in is The Secret Code. And I think he has a lot to do in that episode. That's when he's, with his mother that's dying.
Shout out your code, man!
Yes. I don't believe that for a second.
I like the JFK clubs, golf clubs. I also like the fine pastry appraiser portion.
A shout out to the Van B boys when Elaine comes over to his apartment to help him write his memoirs or whatever.
Oh yes.
It's just a place to flop.
One of the best lines he's ever delivered.
There's another good line. He's looking through the TV. Where's my damn preview channel? Yeah. Oh, forgot to buy plant food. Bet I got a coupon for that. Yeah, I mean, what I'm getting at basically with Jay Peterman is next to Newman and Frank Costanza, I think he is the secondary character that gets the most mileage, the most meat, more than Putty, more than Banya, more than Mickey, even more than the Seinfelds, Morty and Helen. I think Peterman gets just a lot of really good material throughout the series.
I completely forgot about the Jay Peterman reality tour, which not only is just mimicking all sorts of real life and plot devices that happen on the show. Everything's coming together in this real meta episode.
You're the gangly man we bought the stories from. Playtime's over. We met him, actually. We didn't even bring this up earlier. We met him at the Brooklyn Cyclones game last summer.
We did.
I had a great conversation with him, all of 5 seconds. He didn't say much. He just posed for a photo with us. He was very tired. It was a really long day. But, dude, even 20 years later, as handsome as ever, he reminds me of like a Cary Grant, someone from the 50s, 60s that...
Definitely got a throwback quality to him. He's like an actor's actor, tall, dark, handsome, very leading man.
Mm-hmm. He's got that California tan going on, this white hair, thick white hair.
But in this particular episode, salt and pepper.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm crazy about him.
I think as we discussed earlier, 20 episodes of Seinfeld, which he'll be in from now up until the end of the series with each season. He's also known for being in General Hospital, Santa Barbara, Loving, loads of voice work. He's been on Phineas and Ferb, Scooby-Doo, The Looney Tunes Show, Buzz Lightyear Star Command, and SpongeBob as well. So, and he's got that famed voice. So,
I think he's probably best known for the dog show, right? That he does each year.
I didn't know that, but okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, you've seen this, right? Every year I think it's on NBC.
I'm familiar with it. Westminster?
But I don't know if it's Westminster, but he hosts it each year, and he's, I think, kind of become the face of the dog show. Okay. He's a dog.
He's a dog.
It's the national dog show on NBC. Yeah, I love man.
Oh man.
We can't record these when I'm not feeling well. Yeah, I look forward to seeing him every year. He's got his tux on, talking about dogs. It's great.
Cool.
But yeah, here, man, it's bizarre to see him with that salt and pepper hair. He actually doesn't even look like he does next season.
Right.
I don't know if they dye his hair, if they cut it or what, but he looks slightly different. Anyways, Now, why would you choose a character like J. Peterman of all to put on this show? Larry David explains in this clip here why they were intrigued by the J. Peterman brand.
The J. Peterman catalog used to come to the office. And I don't know why. I don't know how it got there, but it was there. And Jerry and I used to leaf through it from time to time. And, we were always very tickled by the copy. What kind of nut is writing this stuff? You can't even see the clothing. It's drawn. And he's writing these flowery kind of Hemingway-esque stories about the people behind the clothing and all that. And so it just seemed like a funny idea for a character and a funny place, a funny character who Elaine could work for.
So it's like you already have this quirky character idea, and then you have someone like John O'Hurley, who I think Jerry called him like just a great buffoon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just existing on a completely different level.
Yeah, and Jerry said this was the kind of the first time he took a stab at comedy, because he had been more of a soap opera guy. Mm-hmm. And he was and Jerry used a particular term where he said, "Dial up the pompous meter," and that's what made him the great buffoon that he was on the show. And that's describing it perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. But Vinny, should we move on to this week's episode finally?
Let's do it.
Where's the opening stand-up?
We're supposed to have some stand-up here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess this is the first episode without an opening monologue. Sort of a preview of what we're going to get in seasons 8 and 9.
I don't like it.
It's bizarre, right?
Yeah, it's kind of unsettling.
Especially as we're watching these episodes week by week, and we always get that...
Exactly.
And this week...
This time we got, "Did you ever know you're my hero?"
But let's look back. The first few seasons of Seinfeld, we could get as many as 3 stand-ups. One in the top, the middle, the end. Then they switched to one at the top and the end. And for the past season or two, we've only had one at the top.
Right. And then they'd have the, like a tag during the credits, like one additional scene just to kind of button the episode. But now we got nothing.
What do you prefer out of all of the, no stand-ups to 3 stand-ups to something in the middle? What's your preference?
I love as many stand-ups as I can possibly get. Mm-hmm. But opening Seinfeld, hearing that iconic music, as you just said, seeing the logo at the bottom of the screen, and then hearing Jerry saying, the thing about airplane peanuts, that like just gets me in the world of Seinfeld. So this was it felt really weird clicking play on this one and seeing beaches, for God's sake, come up.
Yeah, I'm very simple myself. I don't need it at the end. I don't need it in the middle, just at the top. That's all I ask.
In fact, I've grown accustomed to the great credits that we'll end up getting in later episodes, because you get some great little jokes there to close out the show.
That's true. Now, believe it or not, George isn't at home. Believe it or not, there was stand-up written and...
just got that.
Oh, thank you. Boom, twist again. Try to keep up. There was stand-up written and filmed for this episode. It was actually cut for time.
Okay.
Hence why they opened up, with no stand-up. And we actually have audio of that stand-up. It's kind of themed around live theater. So here we go.
Now, I'm thrilled that you're here, that people, humans such as yourselves, enjoy, what is this thing? Humans want to watch other humans, don't we? We're going to see this guy. You know me. We're going to go see that guy. That's the thing that you're doing. I'm just another guy. Oh, we'll go watch another human. And then after this, you're going to go home, you're going to watch TV. Why? Other humans there to watch. Humans love to watch other humans act out a story. I mean, to go to the theater and believe that what you're seeing is actually happening really takes a lot of work. You know what I mean? The curtain opens, you go, okay, it's the 12th century, I'm in a royal castle with no front wall on it, fine. I believe it, I'm going with it. Okay, this guy comes out, he's the King of England. All right. I think I may have seen him last week in a Cruex commercial, but that's okay. I've got my snow caps, I've got my orange soda. He's the king, I'm with the program. You go through this whole play, In the end, the guy comes running out for the curtain call, holding hands with the guy that just stabbed him to death. The knife is still in his chest. They're bowing, they're smiling, they're looking out at you like, thanks for your $80, that was all phony.
It's definitely longer than normal opening stand-up. It felt like twice as long.
I agree, but maybe that's kind of the norm where they just film a whole bit and then they'll cut the best parts to have for the opening. What kind of stuck out to me was there was no music underneath it. So I felt like I'm just watching a Jerry special.
Sure.
So that in alone felt, but I know it's just not edited, and they didn't put all the finishing touches on there. But it was good. But just it felt weird.
Yeah, definitely. This is just a dumb little note. I love the mention of snow caps. I feel like that's a very underrated theater candy.
Yeah. I've only had them once, but I liked them.
But yeah, interesting. No stand-up this week. Instead, we cut to the Jerry's apartment, and he's watching Beaches with his girlfriend Janice. And he looks over to see her just sobbing.
So this is the first time she's crying.
Yes. And we get some voiceover here, which I always love.
Hi, what am I supposed to do here? Should I go over there? It's not like somebody died. It's Beaches, for God's sake. If she was sitting next to me, I'd put my arm around her. I can't see making a big move like going all the way over there. I can't. I won't.
I love it's Beaches, for God's sake. And then how he finally finishes his thought, I can't, I won't. And you see the arms cross as finally assuring that I'm not going over there. Very similar to the way he resisted saying thank you to Alec Berg last week.
Very similar. Absolutely. Something about Jerry in season 6. He just is more stuck in his ways than he's ever been before.
And I also think we're seeing the transition from the lack of compassion and basically any empathy that he has towards other people that are not in his immediate circle. Here's another example that's going to become even more apparent when we get into next season.
Nice. I've seen this episode, I don't know, 50 times, right? I've never seen Beaches until this rewatch. I stopped by my local library and picked up a copy, and I watched it the other night because I want to know, is Janice justified in crying during Beaches? As you said, it's Beaches, for God's sake. So I'm like, wait, is this not a sad movie? And I watched it. It's a sad movie.
Okay.
It's really sad. Have you seen it recently, or do you remember? Okay.
As a kid, I saw it with my parents, but I couldn't tell you.
I mean, spoilers for Beaches, but it's about I'd say the movie as a whole isn't sad. It's really the last 20 minutes when this friend of Bette Midler's character is dying, and she has a daughter, and it's horrible.
That is sad.
It's really sad. So she cries at a lot of weird moments throughout the episode. This one makes sense. Now, what do you think about Jerry moving over to console her?
As a real person,
Yes.
that would be my. Well, you know what? Let me step back real quick. They are watching a movie. It's not. She's actually feeling emotion from a real life event. A movie is kind of moving her.
Right.
So, I think he's justified in staying on the chair.
I just had that image of him looking over at her like, what are you doing?
Just judging her hardcore.
But yeah, I know what you mean. When it's a movie and if someone's crying, yeah. You don't have to console them. Unless she's like, my best friend died the same way, or...
So a couple thoughts. I'm surprised he's sitting at the opposite end of the room, on the solo chair versus on the couch. Because I would think he'd try to make a move on her, right?
Yeah,
I would also think he'd be...
As she's crying?
Well, But wouldn't he also be wanting to sit to her left so he can make a move? Feels like he's driving.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe she didn't give him that option, so he's just like, screw it.
Yeah, she took the arm and he didn't feel like asking.
I don't know if you're ready to talk about the actress who plays Janice, but I think most of our listeners would agree with us. She is one of the worst girlfriends.
Just everything about her just screams, ugh. Like, she's good in what she does for this character that it makes you loathe her. Janice Graham is played by Adelaide Miller, and she actually only has 5 acting credits, one of them being Seinfeld, all from the 90s.
Well, she does a great job this week, I think.
It's a hell of an episode.
But yeah, I think she's probably my bottom Jerry girlfriend.
Oh yeah, this is one you love to hate. So we're not sad when bad stuff befalls her in this episode. One other thing, we mentioned Jerry not having any compassion for his girlfriend. He has not yet learned how to cry. Right?
That's true, yeah.
So there's no salty discharge coming out of those tear ducts just yet.
No, not at all. So next scene, we're still at the apartment the following day. Jerry and George entering wearing those awesome jerseys, the Improv.
Oh.
They're so good. It's a Yankees jersey, basically, right?
Pinstripes.
With no emblem on it except for Improv in the front.
One of these days, we're going to get those made.
Yeah. We were trying to get them made for the Seinfeld night at Coney Island this past summer, but
And we failed miserably.
we did. Also, got to say, I love the Rochelle Rochelle jerseys as well.
We tried to get those made.
Failed.
Couldn't make it happen.
Man. They're about to head out to a show league softball game here. It's the Improv against Rochelle Rochelle, the musical. And we've reached the third stage of Rochelle Rochelle, right? We had the movie, we had the home video, and now we're in the musical stage.
Ooh.
What's the next stage? Like video game?
App.
The Rochelle app.
Yeah.
So Janice called Jerry and told him how upset she was that he didn't get up and console her the other night. But for Jerry, once again, it was beaches, for God's sake. And they break down the situation. Okay. Jerry was on the chair. She was on the couch. And George factors in the movie like beaches, the chair, the couch. It's quite a voyage.
I like that phrasing there.
I again, think this is because Jerry doesn't like Janice all that much.
Right. There's no incentive for him to even want to be compassionate.
Right. If this was someone like, I don't know, Sharon Leonard from NYU,
if
or
only.
Sidra Holland, I'm sure he would be consoling them.
Yeah.
But I think Jerry just doesn't really have any feelings for Janice. Kramer enters and finds out about the softball game and that Bette Midler, the star of Rochelle Rochelle, is going to be there. What's his reaction? Putting you on the spot there.
That's a hard one.
Yeah, it's a.
This is one of Kramer has some of the best, or Michael for that matter, has some of the best responses, noises that he can produce in this episode in particular.
Mm-hmm. Kramer also learns that Jerry's girlfriend Janice is Bette's understudy.
Understudies. Now they're a shifty bunch. The substitute teachers of the theater world.
You're getting something from Kramer here that he really loves theater, Broadway shows. And
Yep.
This sort of tracks with his obsession, I think, of the Miss America pageants.
Absolutely.
And could you even argue that this episode is a nice bookend to this season? There was no through line. There was no overarching storyline through season 6, but one opened with the chaperone. This is the understudy.
I love that. That's perfectly put.
I don't know.
They're bookends to each other. Yep.
Yeah, there's some similar themes, I think, with the premiere and the finale. Anyways, Jerry loves that he's dating an understudy. He doesn't have to go backstage, which is, the worst, especially if they stink. Just once he'd like to tell someone they stink.
Hey, you know what? I don't like the show. I didn't like you. You just really stunk. The whole thing. Real bad. Stinkaroo. Thanks for the tickets, though. Now, Jerry's almost looking at the camera, almost breaking the fourth wall, but he's just looking to the left of it. Did you notice that?
Yeah. Because every time I want to take a screen grab, he's just off a little bit, not looking right at the camera.
Yeah.
What do you think about this moment? Do you like it? It always felt very sitcom-y to me.
Nah, I'm not a fan. I agree it is sitcom-y.
Yeah. I mean, I love the dialogue. I think it's great, but just its placement in this show always felt just a little weird.
Why couldn't he have done it to George pretending to be Janice?
Right. A lot of nitpicking this week.
I don't know.
Anyways, next scene, we're at Ruby Nails, and I just want to preface real quick before we get to the nail salons here that if we do any voices of these characters, we're just imitating the characters. We are not making fun of Korean people. Just putting it out there. Elaine is late to her appointment after getting thrown off the bus for not having change, and she rushes in, and she needs her manicure because she has a million things to do. And this whole time, these Korean women speak really kindly to her in English, but they kind of turn to each other And in Korean, they're saying stuff like, ooh, that's a shame. Must
Now,
keep
wait.
Princess waiting.
Right there, though, that's a cool little Seinfeld joke to say that's a shame, but now in Korean.
Oh, right,
Like, even the characters at the nail salon, like there's that Seinfeld quality to them.
Oh, sure, right.
You know, I love that. So subtle.
Absolutely. I even just glossed right over it. But, referring to Elaine as princess, poor princess wants a manicure. And they're all kind of laughing at each other, with these comments. And Elaine is just like sitting there nodding, politely smiling. And I just love this clip.
What is so funny?
Sunny tell knock knock joke.
Love that. I mean, come on.
That is fun.
Sonny tell a knock knock joke. It's just, come on. It's so quotable. You want to go over some of these actresses here?
Yeah. And I got to say, the insecure Vinny totally feels for Elaine here. Because whenever I hear, I hope it's not ignorance, I hope it's just insecurity. But whenever I hear someone speaking in another language, I can't help but assume they're talking about me. Do you feel that way?
I don't think that's insecurity. I think that's a totally rational thought. Especially if you're...
Especially when like English is spoken and then they have to switch to their native language.
Well, put yourself...
Like, why'd you do that?
Put yourself in the shoes of these Korean women, right? They all work in this nail salon. They're all doing, if you look at the customers, they're doing all these white women's nails. Are you really not going to talk about them?
True. Anyway, I feel for Elaine here.
Sure.
I believe the owner of Ruby's nail salon is Ruby, who's played by June Kyoto Liu. She was in Menace to Society, Big Trouble in Little China, Lady in the Water, Bloodwork, and she happened to be in a Curb episode, the grand opening. She was the car wash cashier when Larry and Cheryl got stuck in the Glen Rock car wash.
She looks really familiar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've seen her in probably one of those movies, too.
Mm-hmm. She's excellent. And then you have Lotus, who is played by Alexandria Bokyeon Chun. And I believe, per the script, she's supposed to be Ruby's daughter. And she was in...
real quick, sorry, Lotus is the one that comes up and like has to get Elaine.
Right.
Like,
she has to do Princess's nails, and Lotus says, "Lucky me."
Lucky me.
And she was in Saw, Another World, Ali, and Innocent.
Okay, yeah, I don't know her work.
And then Sunny, who told that hilarious knock-knock joke.
Knock-knock joke?
Is played by Vonnie C. Ree, and this was her only acting credit.
Oh, okay.
So what a good one. If you're going to do one, you do a Seinfeld.
I guess so. Now, there is a fourth woman at the nail salon, but we'll get to her later.
She's coming up. Stay tuned.
Let's go over to Central Park. Once again, just fantastic production this week. I think they did just an incredible job on location. This was filmed in Culver City at, I think it's pronounced Cheviot. Or
Cheviot? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's Cheviot, based on a YouTube video I watched. Cheviot Hills Recreation Center in Culver City, California. And those skyscrapers were actually added, in post. But, when I was younger, I'm like, oh yeah, that's New York. And then when you get to New York and you're in Central Park, I mean,
that's not New York.
They could have added more than like 3 skyscrapers.
I thought it looked great considering, but you're right. It would probably be a more cluttered skyline.
Absolutely. Actually, if you watch, I think it's the Curb season when he goes to New York, he plays softball in Central Park.
You're absolutely right.
And it's fantastic. But
man, so many things carry over from Seinfeld to Curb, and I keep forgetting, but you just reminded me. That's a whole other bit that Larry doing the whole softball thing.
And if you remember, his jersey is the Rochelle Rochelle jersey.
Oh, yeah.
It's the red and white. Anyways, Jerry's warming up for the softball game while Elaine is telling him how she thinks the ladies are saying things about her in Korean.
I think they've been calling me a dog.
How would you know? You don't speak Korean.
Because this woman came in with a dog, and Ruby calls a dog the same word they were saying when they were pointing at me. Get.
Maybe in Korean, dog isn't an insult. Could be like the word fox to us. Oh, she's a dog.
Why don't you go to another nail shop?
Because they're the best, Jerry. The best. Look, maybe I'm just being paranoid.
What you need is a translator to go in the shop with you and tell you what they're saying.
Yeah. Who speaks Korean?
Do you know who speaks Korean?
Who?
George's father.
You've got to be kidding me. How does he speak Korean?
He used to go there a lot on business.
What do you do?
Sold religious articles, statues of Jesus, the Virgin Mary that were manufactured in Korea.
Huh.
George, does your father speak Korean?
Yeah, fluently. In fact, he once spoke to the Reverend Sung Young Moon.
Thanks.
Oh, hi, Janice.
Hey.
Hey, Jerry.
You know George, this is Kramer.
Nice to meet you.
Playing tonight?
No. Oh, Bette's playing.
Yeah, they really stick to that understudy rule. So she's coming.
Oh, yeah, she'll be here. Guaranteed. Oh, no. My Frankfurter. My Frankfurter fell. Oh, no. It was really good. I can't believe that I dropped it.
It's okay. The hot dog. Don't worry. Everything's gonna be okay.
It was really good.
I love a lot of things I love about this clip here. I love Elaine's get. Kramer's explanation that, you know, she must be a fox. She's a dog.
That delivery is so much fun.
And then, did you notice when George came into frame to discuss that his father once spoke to the Reverend Sung Young Moon?
Can I jump in here?
Absolutely.
He's eating.
He's got a mouth full of Frankfurter. Like it's all in there.
I love George in this setting because he seems so cocky and arrogant.
Yeah, he does. He's got his aviators on. He's playing catch like it's no big thing. Oh yeah, my dad speaks Korean.
And this is kind of a cool situation too because we've seen Jerry and George, you know, in their jerseys before. Remember Friends of Clyde?
I do remember Friends of Clyde.
Early on. And this is the first time we're actually seeing them, you know, in action.
Right.
Which is great.
And then another thing, you can't see it because it's visual, but the snub that Kramer gives Janice when he's introduced to her, it is ice cold.
He kind of like spins, looks off into the distance.
Oh, there's also, you know, George and Jerry are holding their bats, and they're both kind of like signaling to each other,
yeah.
You go, no, you go. And, you know, George makes the point that she's your girlfriend. So George pushes Jerry with his bat.
It's great.
And they're going to do that later on in the episode as well.
Absolutely. So Bette arrives with her entourage, and Kramer is just starstruck. You know, he's just like, oh my God, it's Bette. It's Bette. There it is.
It's the second wonderful. I don't know how he can do that with his voice. Mm-hmm. We should point out, though, and I didn't even realize this, Bette's entourage is made up of her real-life, longtime professional partner, Bonnie Bruckheimer. But we also see episode writer Marjorie Gross.
I never noticed her there, and it's obvious which one is Marjorie Gross because, as we've brought up before, she was going through chemo treatment at the time. Yeah. So she is the woman who isn't wearing her hat, you know, completely bald, and she's rocking it. She looks great.
Yeah.
I never recognized her before.
I've been watching the show for 20-something years, and I never put that together.
Yeah.
So always learning new stuff, which is really cool.
So if anyone's curious what she looks like, she's in Bette's entourage. You can tell that Bette is not very eager to speak with Kramer as soon as he walks up to her. And
She's keeping a cool distance from him.
Mm-hmm. He says what a big fan he is. You know, he's seen her in everything. And he offers to get her some Italian ice. What are the flavors?
A chocolate, lemon, and cherry.
What about pineapple?
They don't have pineapple.
Well, Kramer is determined to go find some pineapple. And this is me maybe like overthinking it. Did Bette say pineapple just so he would go on a quest to like find it somewhere, like leave her alone?
I would love to believe that. So I'm going with that. Yeah, okay. She wanted him to go as far as possible to get away from this softball diamond.
Right. So he's running off, going to look for some pineapple, and he finds this little old guy by a cart, and he asks for lemon, but the guy says,
"No pineapple, just cherry, lemon, and tutti frutti."
That's vendor number 1, played by Johnny Silver. What a name. This guy was in the pictures. He passed away in 2003, unfortunately, and Seinfeld was his last acting credit, but he's known for his appearances in, Guys and Dolls, as well as Spaceballs, and then he was in History of the World Part 1 and The Dick Van Dyke Show.
Oh, nice. So a nice comedy background.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Yeah.
And apparently he's known for wearing a beret, the actor. So he's, staying true to form.
Interesting. I love his delivery. Just cherry, lemon, and tutti frutti.
It is a lot of fun to say.
Anyways, we get these little montages later on of Kramer just running around the city, checking with vendors, and no one has pineapple.
I got news for you, Matt. That ain't Kramer.
Really? What gives it away?
Gangly moron in Kramer's clothes walking about in New York City.
We've seen this before, I think in the Conversion, when Kramer is running to the church to talk to Sister Roberta.
Yeah.
And also even before that, one of my favorites, the pilot, when he's running home because he has to go to the bathroom. Or no, he's trying to find a bathroom.
Yeah. Occupied. Sorry, customers only.
And I remember we talked about the actor's performance then. He's kind of crouched down as he's running. It's very obviously not Michael Richards.
It's like they went out of their way to make, do movements and mannerisms that Michael would not do. And it reminds me of the Wayne's World 2 scene where they send them to England, and there's the joke of, wow, I can't believe Paramount would pay for us to go to England. And you see a really tall, skinny Wayne and a short, plump Garth from the back. And it's so obviously not them. So it is a fun joke, although I don't think they were intending for this in Seinfeld.
Here we are, Piccadilly Circus.
Wow, what a circus. Kramer's body double is played by Jack Lucino, and they shipped Kramer's clothes from L.A. to New York, and this guy went on to wear those clothes.
Yeah, he would run around New York, and a second unit would film him, he's pretty much sticking to Central Park here. He's by Columbus Circle, and my favorite is the second clip of him running where he runs up to a vendor and he doesn't talk to the guy for more than a second.
No.
He jumps away. And he spreads his arms out like he's flying.
Yep.
Very bizarre. In fact, actually, I found images of this Jack Lucino, and he's dressed up as Kramer in front of Tom's restaurant. So we'll post that on Facebook and Twitter and whatnot.
Very nice.
Eventually, real Kramer, Michael Richards Kramer, back in California, finds a vendor who's selling pineapple, and as soon as he gets it, he sprints back to the park.
Vendor number 2, played by Billy Bastiani, who was in Beyond Desire, Trouble Bound, and Mobsters, the Christian Slater classic.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember that. Sure. Next scene, we're at Monk's, and this is just a fantastic scene. It's Elaine and Frank out to eat. I think this is the first Elaine Frank Costanza scene, right?
Is it?
Can you think of another one?
No,
I might be wrong.
Just the two of them.
Just the two.
I think you might be right.
Right.
Let's go with it.
Okay. Well, we're going to combine two scenes here just because they're talking about the same thing.
Mr. Costanza, what I want you to do is to go into the shop with me and tell me what they're saying. You do speak Korean.
I once talked to the Reverend Sung Young Moon. He bought 2 Jesus statues from me. He's a hell of a nice guy. You ever seen that face on him? It was like a big apple pie.
Yeah. Listen, Mr. Costanza, if you do this for me, I can get you a manicure. I'll pay for it. Or you can get a pedicure if you want.
No one's touching my feet. Between you and me, Elaine, I think I got a foot odor problem. I had an affair with a Korean woman.
Mr. Costanza, I don't...
No. I feel I need to unburden myself. I loved her very deeply, but the clash of cultures was too much. Her family would not accept me.
Mr. Costanza, I'm
Maybe it was because I refused to take off my shoes. Again, the foot odor problem. The father would look at me and say, "Oh no, inawa shiyo," which means, this guy, this is not my kind of guy.
I think I got a foot odor problem. Always gets me.
Mm-hmm. There are so many good quotes in this scene from Jerry Stiller. You ever see a face on him? It's like a big apple pie.
And it's there's even moments that's kind of hard to pick out, but you hear Jerry Stiller's voice crack. This episode, but other ones as well. But that is just fantastic. And hey, as we heard at the end of the clip, we hear the second of the Buddy Rich lines that made their appearance into Seinfeld. This one done by Jerry Stiller, of course, which is this guy, it's not my kind of guy.
So in case you didn't hear our little discussion about the Buddy Rich tapes back in the opposite, Jerry and a lot of comedians had these bootleg Buddy Rich tapes, right? Where the famous drummer and band leader would just be screaming, freaking out at the band members for
going
either
off on them for sucking, not being in time, and then he would threaten them with violence.
Yes.
And Jerry has gone on record saying he has the entire tape memorized.
Now, the first one we heard on Seinfeld was George in the opposite, where he yells at the two guys in the theater for being noisy. He's like, we're going to go outside and I'm going to show you what it's like.
That's number one.
That's number one. This is number two. And then what's the third one we get?
Number three, we're going to get in the butter shave when Jerry decides he's going to take a dive to break Banyo's cushy time slot.
You're throwing the set?
I'm taking a dive. Then we'll see how he does up there without all the assistants.
And that's it. Yeah, that's the other one. Man, oh man, what a fascinating individual, Buddy Rich. I tracked down a clip a few weeks ago of Buddy Rich and Mel Torme performing together. And it's great because Mel Torme corrects Buddy Rich. He's like, Buddy, are you listening to the tempo? It's da-da-da-da-da-da. And Buddy Rich is like just nodding, trying to like listen to Mel. And I'm like, holy if someone else told Buddy Rich how to play, he would have just lost it.
I was actually listening to the tapes before we started recording so I could hear. I didn't get to the parts that we heard yet, but it's 11 minutes that I found on YouTube, and I just wanted to hear him utter those words.
Oh, sweet. We'll include a link in our show notes, of course. Now we're back at Central Park, and the game is underway. Jerry is pitcher, George catcher, and when Bette steps up to the plate, George, typical George, just takes one look at her and calls it time to speak with Jerry. Even gives like Bette a face, when he walks by her.
She thinks she's a big star. She thinks she owns the inside corner. I say we back her off with a little chin music. Know what I mean?
So George's idea is get as close as possible to Bette. Or is he suggesting plunker?
No, not plunker, but throw it, high and inside. Kind of intimidate her. Either whether she falls down or just kind of takes a step back because she's hogging inside the plate. This actually reminded me of the Briss when Jerry and Elaine talk about Stan and Myra. And you remember when Jerry says that he and Stan aren't that close, but they play softball together?
Yeah.
And Jerry says, it's not like he comes out to the mound and encourage me.
Wow, that's a good pull.
George comes out to encourage Jerry, but Jerry does not want to have anything to do with George. He's like, you're throwing off my rhythm. Get back behind the mound. Get back behind the plate.
It's similar to the conversation with Jerry and Elaine, where she's like, you came to pick me up. I came to pick you up, right? I know what you're doing.
You're not helping. I know what you...
That's Jerry's like attitude here. Like, George, I know what you're doing. I don't need your help. Get back to the plate. You're throwing off my rhythm. And I never picked up on this. George gives like Jerry a pat on the ass. Like, go get him. Anyways, back at the plate, George starts trash talking Bette. Got beaches on cable last night. Wind beneath my wings. Give me a break.
Hey, get some talent. Then you can mouth off.
And Bette strikes out. She's pissed.
She strikes out looking, and as she's walking away, she goes, you stink. And the umpire goes, what? Nothing. That umpire is played by Jason Beck. Unfortunately, this gentleman passed away in the year 2000. He was only 32 years old.
Oh, my God.
But he also plays a bouncer in the Bizarro Jerry episode. Remember when George sneaks in with the model's picture and he's like, private party?
He's the one?
That's him.
And I know that line, too. Private party.
So we could be double dipping here.
Dude, I'm always gung-ho for a double dip.
Dip it.
You double dipped the chip. Double dipped? What are you talking about?
That's incredible. Nice work.
I'm meticulous. I try to be anyway. So I think I missed the double dip a couple weeks ago and it really burned.
Oh,
so
I caught her. It was Joan, someone from Jerry's lobby. She shows up as Glenn's caseworker.
Yes. Ooh, that rubbed me the wrong way that I missed that. So
I got you, buddy.
Not again. Thank you. 15-9.
So, Bet strikes out, and then later the tables have turned. George steps up to bat, and Bet is catcher, and she goes to go at him.
Move in, everybody. Get your shrimp here. Big mouth shrimp on special today.
See how perfect Bet is for this role? Like, there is a little bette of tension, but it works so perfectly.
Yeah, I feel bad. Maybe it'll be different when I re-listen to the episode. I feel like we're a little hard on Bette Midler here, saying like, oh, no one liked her, no one got along with her. I don't think that was it. She just, I think, she wasn't a sitcom actor. She was a film actor.
I'm sure her feelings aren't hurt by what we said, Matt.
Well, I'm sure she's listening. But yeah, she does a fantastic job this week. And I like, too, that she's short. She's kind of small. It kind of puts her on par with George a little bit.
They make for great adversaries, and it looks real good on screen.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, George has a great hit, and he sprints off, very dramatic as he's rounding the bases. then there's Kramer showing up with the pineapple Italian ice for Bet. And the Rochelle Rochelle team throws the ball in just as George rounds third. And one of the all-time best sequences in slow motion, you have George like sprinting towards the camera. Bet catches the ball, and he just plows right into her, and she goes flying. The improv team wins. And while they're celebrating, the Rochelle Rochelle team is gathering around Bet, who's just like crumpled against the fence.
And one of the team members yells out,
Oh my God, Bet's hurt.
I love so much the like little injections of Larry David, not big parts, but little lines like that. They just, it's.
Yeah, it's a great one. God, it's a good one. Anyways, the players think that the understudy's boyfriend put George up to it, and they approach the two, looking for a fight, and they start chasing after Jerry and George. And then Kramer starts cradling Bet. Very similar to My Little Cable Boy,
That's true. See, now Kramer has compassion.
Yes, and he's got his pineapple ice for her. He's going to take care of her. He mentions, again, the second character to mention to Bet that he saw Beaches on cable the other night. And he starts singing Wind Beneath My Wings in some of the worst ADR on Seinfeld. Mm-hmm. Did this ever stand out to you?
Yeah, because you hear all the ambient noise on the field, and then all of a sudden you hear like he's in a recording studio.
Let's just play an example of this.
I'm with you. Now Kramer's here. Kramer is going to take care of everything. Here, see? I got your pineapple. I saw Beaches last night for the 4th time.
You are the wind beneath my wings.
So yeah, pretty noticeable. We always wonder, why is a moment ADR'd?
Yeah. I see his lips moving. He obviously said it the first time.
And typically it's because, all right, we had to cut this scene, so let's kind of cram all of that information into one line, and we'll use it against an exterior shot of a building. But in this moment, apparently Michael Richards had difficulty singing during filming because he couldn't remember the melody to You Are the Wind Beneath My Wings.
Now, hold on 1 second there, Matthew. Is he not cradling the woman who sings the tune, who would know the melody?
Yeah, right?
She couldn't tell him it goes like this? I don't know. This is a weird one.
Very bizarre. But we get a wide shot of Jerry and George sprinting through the park, and there's the Rochelle Rochelle team chasing after them.
Notice Jerry's in the lead because of his super speed.
Very good. I like that last, the girl on the Rochelle Rochelle team. She's like lagging behind.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
Can't quite keep up. And if you saw the picture for Rochelle Rochelle the musical, that was Michael McDonald.
He's the one that says, "You're going to pay."
You're going to pay, yeah. Did he say, Jerry, you're going to pay? Or Jerry, you're going to pay? That Michael McDonald of Mad TV fame. He was also in The Heat as well as Spy. But I think most of us will remember him as Jesse, George Hamilton's personal assistant from The Wigmaster.
What that means?
You double dipped the chip. Double dipped? What are you talking about?
Man, 2 for 2.
2 for 2, baby. I could go for some dip right now. Putty got me thinking about it last week.
Oh, boy. Well, we get an act break, and then we're back at Jerry's apartment. Jerry and George have managed to escape the mob, and they look pretty, like, scuffed up, you know? Like
a little bit flustered.
A little bit. They're listening to a news report about Bette's injury, how another player thoughtlessly plowed into her. She's in the hospital, and she'll be out of the musical for at least a week. Now, Vinny, there's a little blooper at the top of the scene. Should we talk about that or no?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. There's a nice blooper where they rush into the apartment. They try to lock the doors as quickly as possible. But then I think Jerry kind of fudges some of his lines because he's like way ahead in the scene in his head. So I'd like to play the blooper, but then there's also, this is part of an extended scene. The intro was longer to the scene that they cut.
Okay, cool. So let's, we'll put a blooper.
There's a lot of like big animated acting that'll work well for audio.
Oh, that's good.
For the extended scene.
Cool. So we'll have a blooper, and then after that will be like the extension or what preceded the newscaster.
Exactly.
Lock the door! What do you mean? Close the door! Close the door! All right.
Go see if there's anything on TV about it. What? Oh, no, never mind that. What? Come on, let's go back.
Let's get on there.
All right.
All right, come on. Come on. I'm trying.
Oh, God. Did you see the looks on those chorus boys' faces? It was frightening, those eyes. I just don't understand. Why did you have to barrel into her?
I didn't barrel into her.
It was a barrel.
It was crowd the plate. You can't crowd the plate.
Yeah?
It's Janice.
Oh, come on up. Go see if there's anything on TV about it.
Very interesting. It's a shame that this couldn't have been made like an hour-long episode.
Yes, remember when we said in the beginning how the stand-up had to be cut? That was because the episode was actually running 10 minutes over, and I think Larry discussed in one of the interviews in another episode, when you're going that long, you got to make the decision to either extend it into a two-parter or an hour-long show, or you got to trim all that fat to get a one-episode show.
I think it was very common for Seinfeld to run long. I mean, we've talked about the scripts before, like how they were so long, so much longer than a normal sitcom, all the different locations. Mm-hmm. But maybe that's a big reason why Seinfeld was just so good, and why number 5 on Rolling Stone Top 100 is, you know, they knew let's cut, so it's just all funny, as opposed to maybe, I don't know, keeping some stuff in that might not be as funny.
Something about this episode, though, has like an hour-long feel to it, or a two-parter. I feel like this could have been
benefited, right, from an hour long.
This could have been 44 minutes, yep.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Anyways, Janice enters, and the guys stand there just waiting for her to let them have it. But instead, she hugs them, thanks them. You know, she thinks they hurt Bette on purpose, so she could be the lead now. And, of course, she starts sobbing, you know, this is all I've ever wanted, be the lead in a musical. And in the background, George and Jerry are just silently bickering about who should console her.
Can we go over the stage direction that each person is doing?
Sure.
Jerry mimics, hey, you bumped into her, by clamping his hands together to signify you knocked over Bette. And then George points to the bedroom, points to Jerry, then he points to Janice and brings his hands together as if to say, well, you're the one who's dating her and having this physical relationship with her. You do it. So then Jerry, of course, comes in with, it's okay. Everything's going to be all right.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Absolutely. Now, I'm very excited about this clip here because there's a knocking on the door. And let's play the clip and we'll talk about it afterwards.
Jack! Come on, Jerry, open up. I know you're in there.
Kramer, come back another time.
Oh! So you're all in here together. Well, how convenient. I hope you're all very proud of yourselves. So, my dear, you think you can get to Broadway. Well, let me tell you something. Broadway has no room for people like you. Not the Broadway I know. My Broadway takes people like you and eats them up and spits them out. My Broadway's the Broadway of Merman and Martin and Fontaine. And if you think you can build yourself up by knocking other people down, good luck.
I don't remember when this came up, but you would tell me how much you loved that scene of the close-up shot of the locks, and
not just the close-ups,
but Kramer, like how quickly each lock gets unlocked, and then Kramer going, yeah. And you'd always do that when you come into a room. You'd jiggle the keys and unlock quick, and I'd hear the yeah.
It's, I think it's just a good example of what Andy Ackerman added to the sixth season, you know, and what set him apart from Tom Sharonis.
Right, yeah.
You didn't need to do that shot, but
it's great.
Oh, it's so good.
Speaking of which, it appears that there were a lot of locks on Jerry's door. Were there always that many locks on his door? Because I think it was 4, I counted.
I mean, I want to say, yeah, that would be crazy if they changed the door just for...
Part of me thinks they added extra locks for comedic effect.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know.
And then when Kramer enters, he's like, oh, and he shakes the... Now, is that a callback to the Keys episode, or...
It could potentially, because when he dropped off his spare set at Jerry's, it was on that giant, like, almost custodian key ring.
Welcome back, Kramer.
Nice. So, yeah, I think it's a callback.
Of sorts, yeah.
It's a key callback.
But great Kramer monologue here about his love of Broadway, and his Broadway is the Broadway of Merman, Martin, and Fontaine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he has no place for someone like Janice Graham. But Kramer, like most people, are making these huge assumptions here, right? That Jerry, George, and Janice are all in cahoots. This is a scheme to take out Bette Midler, just like Tanya Harding taking out Nancy Kerrigan. Next scene, we cut to Ruby Nails, and Elaine stops by with Frank, introduces him to the women. You know, he's getting a manicure, pedicure.
I'll take a manicure. I don't take my shoes off for anyone.
Oh, that's why Frank wears sneakers in the pool, right?
Yes, that's absolutely why.
I feel like we might have brought this up before.
I forgot. Yeah. So either way, it's good. It's gold, baby.
Oh, and he gets into George's bed with Akasha wearing his shoes, I think, right?
You're absolutely right. Wow. That is really cool.
This is tracking. In Korean, you know, they're like, oh, that's the least of his problems, is his shoes. And Elaine's like, oh, Frank, what did they say?
They made a derogatory comment about me.
Killer delivery from Jerry Stiller. And they keep going. You know, the women are saying, oh, she's with a man twice her age. You know, he doesn't look like he's got much money either. Check out that sweater. I think I saw a moth fly out of the pocket.
Man, a lot of great Frank continuity here in this scene.
Thanks to Rudy's, right?
Ruby's? Is there a little similarity there?
And as the women keep laughing, Lotus asks, what's happened to his tail? And that's what sends Frank over the edge.
Okay, that's it. What? Negore Andama, where's my tail? I heard every word you said. You got some nerve.
That voice. It sounds so familiar. It reminds me of when I was a young girl in Korea and I met an American businessman. He was a very unusual man. Quick-tempered with a strange, halting way of speaking. We fell in love. But when I brought him home to meet my father, he refused to take his shoes off, and there was a terrible fight. This man also refused to take his shoes off.
I've never seen people treated like this.
So, you brought in a spy. Now take your dry brittle nail out and get out!
Franco?
Kim?
I've never seen people treated like this.
That sounded kind of like Officer Morgan. Mr. Kramer, because of you.
Oh, yeah. That day was yesterday.
You brought the spy.
Get your bright brown down and get out!
See, it's fun to quote these characters.
It is fun.
My favorite one, though, is when Kim, she appears around the corner. Now, I don't know if I'm hearing this incorrectly.
You are hearing it exactly, my friend. Go ahead.
Does she go, Franku?
Franku? Kim? That's exactly what she says.
Love that.
That's her pet name for him.
Franku. That's so adorable. And I love this moment when they reconnect. So mismatched and odd.
But it seems like that's true love. He's happy to see her. It's not like when he sees Estelle. Mm-hmm. I'm going to bed.
That's enough, Frank.
And they're poking fun at Jerry Stiller's delivery with a halting way of speaking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to also point out. Remember, Ruby says that's the least of his problems. Frank says, "What's that?"
Right.
So in the same way that Jerry and George and Elaine, when they mishear somebody usually insulting them, "What's that?" Now Frank says it too.
Nice. That's good.
Kim is played by Amy Hill, who I think is very familiar to most people. She was in 50 First Dates. She did voice work in Lilo and Stitch. She was in The Cat in the Hat next Friday, and she was in an episode of Curb, The Massage. She played the psychic.
Oh, okay. I know her best actually from 50 First Dates.
Same.
Yeah. And I've never really enjoyed most Adam Sandler movies. Mm-hmm. I watched that recently with my wife. Mm-hmm. Damn good. I cried at the end.
A lot of heart in that one.
Yeah. That's a movie you need to console your boyfriend or husband to watch. Okay. Next scene, we're at the hospital. Bette's in bed, doing fine. She's in a robe, surrounded with magazines, filing her nails. And Kramer's on the phone ordering her some lunch, turkey sandwich, side of slaw. White meat, I think, right?
Yeah, and if I see one piece of dark meat on there, it's your ass, Buster.
Kramer's kind of become this, kiss-ass assistant type, right?
Yeah.
Can't forget the black and white. Kramer promises to get her one. He wants to help her out in any other way. Can I file your nails for her? So he, starts filing them, and it's,
the underling has finally gotten on the inside, so they want to get some dirt on celebrities.
Yeah, and what's the dirt he wants?
So what's the scoop on Bob Barker? Does he really give a damn about what all those things cost, or is he just acting?
Michael's really good at this, kind of playing that, I don't know, kind of like bitchy, gossipy kind of character. I like it a lot. Next scene, we're on the street. It's pouring out. Elaine walking down the sidewalk, bawling after getting yelled at by the nail salon ladies, especially Ruby, who very scary, by the way.
She's so intimidating.
Yeah, in that earlier scene. And Elaine accidentally bumps into a handsome man carrying an umbrella.
Oh, I gotcha.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry. I don't even know where I'm going.
Well, that's the best way to get someplace you've never been.
Boy. Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Have you been crying?
Yeah, see, this woman, this manicure.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter why. That's a very nice jacket.
Thanks.
Very soft. Huge button flaps, cargo pockets, drawstring waist, deep bi-swing vents in the back, perfect for jumping into a gondola.
How do you know all that?
That's my coat.
You mean?
Yes. I'm Jay Peterman.
The fateful meeting of Elaine and Jay Peterman. Next scene, Jerry and George are in a cab en route to the hospital to see Bette. And they pick up Janice, who is getting heckled by people on the street. And she's throwing it back at them. She wasn't involved. They can all go to hell.
One of those people yelling on the street, again, is Larry David's voice.
I heard it. I don't have the clip, but yeah, he's in there. George and Jerry have also been harassed.
Yeah, someone dropped an egg on George's head as he went into his building the night before.
Wait, hang on, who's doing that? Who's waiting for George to get home just to be like, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's Kramer.
That's a different building.
I know.
Oh, okay.
He's sleeping with a girl who lives over there. Jerry is getting heckled on stage. People are yelling out Galooly, who is Tanya Harding's now ex-husband.
Yeah, he was one of the
I think he's the one responsible for the bashing.
Yeah, he didn't do it. It was someone
he was
else.
the basher? Okay.
Yeah, they hired someone else to do it. I know all about Tanya Harding, Vinny. Anyways, Janice starts crying, and I figure we could play this clip too.
This is the fourth time I think she started crying, right?
Yeah.
So we got Beaches, Frankfurter.
Gets the starring
Nobody's
role.
ever... No, yeah, and then now here.
Right.
That's 4.
None of the other actors in this show will even talk to me.
Stop your crying, will you?
What?
You hired him.
Oh, don't you chime in. You're the reason this whole thing happened.
Oh, yeah? I read what you said to the papers yesterday. How you weren't in on the planning. What planning? You think we planned this? How dare you say we planned it?
I know you three. You're the three who knocked Bette Midler out of Rochelle Rochelle the musical. I want you creeps out of my cab.
Hey, I had nothing to do with it.
Get out of my cab. You should go to prison. You should eat prison food the rest of your life. Get out. Get out, each of you. Each and every one of you. Get out of my cab.
There's actually a cool blooper from this scene as well when Jerry tries the line a little bit differently.
Which one?
Oh, stop your crying, will ya? And both Adelaide Miller and Jason crack up. So he's like, what? I was trying it. We also see Seinfeld writer Bob Shaw as the cabbie, who was previously in the pilot and the Scofflaw.
Yeah, I really liked seeing him. He's a nice regular. I think this is his last appearance, though.
Yep, second appearance as a caddy.
Mm-hmm. I do like when... this is a Janice performance moment. When I really do like the moment, too, when she says, what? And George says, you heard him. And she goes, oh, don't you?
Don't you chime in. Yeah, it's like they're in a soap opera in the back of that cab.
Love that. Anyways, next scene, we're at a restaurant, and Elaine and Peterman are out for drinks. She's hearing all about his travels.
Then, in the distance, I heard the bulls. And I began running as fast as I could. Fortunately, I was wearing my Italian Capto Oxfords. Sophisticated, yet different, without making a huge fuss about it. Rich, dark brown calfskin leather, matching linen vamp. Men's whole and half sizes, 7 through 13, price $135.
So I think there's the germ of where this Peterman character is going.
Yes.
The way he speaks, the way he delivers his lines, like this is the direction they're going.
Just like Larry talked about at the beginning of our episode, this just, what nut is writing these just like ridiculous descriptions of clothing?
Yeah.
But it's him. It's how he speaks. And I think we're going to get, maybe, I doubt we get a monologue like this per Peterman episode, but there will be a lot of these monologues running throughout the final 3 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Next scene, we're in Frank's car. Frank is driving with Kim. Looks like they're going to try to make things work. Do you think Estelle is like off the table now? Is Frank just looking for a good time, or? Well,
Frank's a separate now. He's out there.
I thought we argued in the Few Silly Jerry that they kind of got back together.
They did, but I'm sure, Frank had the it's a Coke machine, you got to rock back and forth kind of mentality. So he's trying to push that thing over.
And he didn't expect to see this, long lost love ever again.
She may be the love of his life,
Mm-hmm. We'll find out. She can't believe so many years have passed. If only he had taken his shoes off. I don't know if we talked about this much earlier. He really pissed off her dad by not taking off his shoes. But he explains he had a potential foot odor problem. He wiped his shoes on the mat for 2 minutes. Not sure why her father had to make a federal case about it. And one of my favorite Frank lines here.
Between you and me, I think your country is placing a lot of importance on shoe removal. One of my favorites as well.
Yeah, that's a solid one. God. Suddenly, Frank busts out his old move. What's the Frank Costanza move?
He stopped short.
Throws his arm up, grabs Kim's chest, and she freaks out, lets him have it. They don't stop short in her country. And she moves kind of fast here. Take me home. I never want to see you again.
Oh, and poor Frank. He's just so dejected and kind of like, yeah, I screwed up.
He's kind of crumpled, like in the driver's seat. So we're seeing Frank's move in action here. It's very aggressive.
Yeah, whereas when Kramer tried the move, it was more kind of serendipitous. Like he was trying to save Estelle, but he happened to make a grab.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Well, poor Frank and Kim are no more. Very short-lived. We're at the hospital once again, the following day, and Kramer arrives with a little statue here. Which one is this?
Macaroni Midler.
A follow-up to the Fusilli Jerry. So you got Fusilli Jerry. You've probably got a George Ravioli type out there
Ravioli
somewhere.
George, yes.
I didn't mention this when we did the Fusilli Jerry, but in a later episode, you're going to see, those other pasta statues on Kramer's bookshelf. But you're going to see an updated, like a version 2.0 Fusilli Jerry, and it is massive.
It's a monster.
Like before, if I don't know, 2 or 3 Fusilli pieces made up Jerry's head, this one probably has 20.
It's like a couple pounds of pasta for that monster.
So imagine if Frank fell on that one.
There would be no more Frank.
Anyways, Bette looks very unsettled as Kramer puts this macaroni Midler in front of her, but she puts on a fake smile, thinks it's great. And I'm not sure what she thinks of Kramer in this moment. Is she afraid of him, or does she like the attention?
I think it's like reservedness, weariness. She likes the attention, but at the same time, she doesn't know if this is her kind of guy. And I think once she sings this song into the Macaroni Midler, that's when you'll see that, okay, we're simpatico, Kramer and Bette.
Yeah, she'll sing her title song from Rochelle Rochelle the musical. Here we go. Here's Bette.
Well, you made a long journey from Milan to Minsk, Rochelle, Rochelle. You never stopped hoping, now you're in the Pinsk, Rochelle, Rochelle. When the naysayers neighed, you picked up your pace. You said, nothing's gonna stop me, so get out of my face. I'm having adventures all over the place, Rochelle, Rochelle. Oh. What do you think?
You are so freaking talented.
She really is freaking talented.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll tell you something about Bette Midler. She doesn't well, she doesn't do it for me. Like, I'm never like, wow, this is one of them. She is a national treasure.
Well, I think she's more like a theater star, but I like that theater over the top quality of Rochelle.
Oh God.
I like that.
Oh boy, yeah. It's an interesting performance. Do you think she was giving it her all there, or was she trying to make it kind of like crappy?
Oh man. Now who's speaking ill of Bette Midler?
I don't know, just that last line, Rochelle, it just seems so...
That's Broadway, baby.
Really?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, there's a knock at the door. It's Jerry, George, and Janice who want to apologize and tell Bette the whole thing was an accident, but Kramer doesn't think so. Bette's recuperating, and he's calling the shots now, so there won't be any more accidents. And George says, all right, well, just go get a security guard. And Kramer, I don't know, it's like they called his bluff. He gets kind of nervous. And he thinks, I got to get you out of here, Bette. They're coming for you. So he grabs Bette's bed and starts wheeling her out of the room while she starts freaking out.
Are you insane?
Taking her to the only place where he knows she'll be safe.
Did you notice the hospital, like the wallpaper? It looked really weird and dingy.
No, I didn't.
It's like a grayish, it's got a grayish hue and it's like smoky looking.
A grayish hue?
Yeah, there's a hue. And I feel like this hospital set they're going to use in subsequent episodes. I'm thinking of the invitations next season. It's where the doctor comes out to give George the bad news, and then the hospital room.
We don't see a hospital room in that episode.
No, I'm saying the hallway.
Oh, the hallway. Yeah. I'm sorry.
And then the room itself looks like the hospital room that the starving artist Roy was in. It's like the same exact layout. So I have a feeling they just reused the sets.
Oh, definitely, for sure. I think at this point they can put some of them in storage, wheel them out for a scene like this.
Cool.
Well, next scene, we're at Town Hall. This is where I think they saw Pagliacci.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Overture. Yeah. Anyways, Elaine's outside with Jerry when Ruby, Lotus, and Sunny arrive to watch the show, but Elaine bought them tickets to apologize for spying.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, like, what does Elaine owe these women? Like, they were saying terrible things about her and Frank, and she feels like she owes them.
Well, yeah, she spied on him. She felt bad. It's just like when she bought Metallica tickets for the driver that she lied to for being deaf.
Okay, well, that's true. Elaine, I guess, has a conscience, and it just seems sort of like, just let it go. Like, who cares? Go to another nail salon.
That would be the same thing to do.
And they were making fun of you, so screw them.
Right. Why do something nice for them?
Anyways, before Jerry heads backstage, she tells him that she scored a job with the J. Peterman catalog after meeting him. What was he like?
He wore a classic Cortman's duster, beige corduroy collar, 100% cotton canvas, high waist, 9 pockets, 6 on the outside, great for running alongside a train, waving last goodbyes, posing on a veranda, men's sizes.
Yeah, I'll see ya.
Small, medium, large, XL.
So Elaine's back, baby. She had a rough year.
Yeah, no more buying socks for Mr. Pitt. She's back on our side.
She just has to write about socks now. Very excited to see what her future's like with the J. Peterman catalog. Do you think she's going to last long there?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, backstage, Jerry wishes Janice good luck, and a stagehand drops off a telegram and gives Jerry crap about how he's not afraid of him or his goons. Now, this is kind of stupid, but, Jerry's like, hey, break a leg. The stagehand later says, what are you going to do, break my legs? Like, did he hear her say that?
Probably.
Or hear him say that? I don't know.
Yeah, and he's got that whole Galooly thing going now.
That's true.
But he doesn't scare the stagehand.
That's true.
Who's played by Lou DiMaggio. This guy actually started out as a stand-up comic, and he was in Carol Leifer's special. He was on an episode of New Adventures of Old Christine and 5 episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm. 4 from season 3. He was an investor in the restaurant. And then he was in season 7 as himself. He played Lou DiMaggio.
Oh, very cool. Looking forward to revisiting Curb someday.
Lou!
Janice reads this telegram, and turns out her grandmother died.
Oh.
Yeah, Jerry moves in to console her as anyone would, but she just crumples up the telegram. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
So you don't cry when your grandmother dies, but a hot dog makes you lose control.
And out in the audience, Elaine sits with the Korean nail ladies, and a voice announces that the part of Rochelle will be played by Janice Graham, not Bette Midler.
Janice Graham?
Yeah, that's a good one. Ladies start freaking out. There's no Bette Midler. They yell at Elaine, and they storm off. Talk about crying. This is the 3rd time Elena's cried. Once in the nail salon, on the street. Elaine just sits there crying. I feel really bad for her.
She's one behind behind Janice.
Janice Graham?
The same.
And we get just a great little sequence here during the credits. I don't know how obvious this is. I wasn't familiar with the footage until I checked it out on YouTube of Tanya Harding, skating with this broken shoelace, and she has to stop, and she's crying, and she's begging for another chance, and she eventually gets it. But Janice comes out singing, and this is what happens to her.
Made a long journey from Milan to Minsk. Wait, hold it. Stop. I'm sorry, I have to start it over. Look at my shoelace. I can't do it like this. Please let me start it over. Please.
Please forgive her. Do you remember one time we were watching this episode at your house and we came to this point in the show and we saw her do that strut where she came and we thought it was so funny that we had to keep rewinding because she was so just into it. But good times.
I forgot. Dude, that's incredible. Yeah.
I love those moments when we pick up on something so stupid and it's just her walking, but it's a strut that she does. And it just tickled us at that particular moment in time that we had to just continue rewinding and rewatching.
Oh, man. As many times as Rochelle gets brought up on Seinfeld, the movie, the home video, the musical, we really don't know that much about what the story is. It's Milan to Minsk.
Strange erotic journey.
But what is it?
A lot of nudity.
Nudity.
We've heard some of the movie.
Take off
those wet clothes.
Yes. Larry David, right?
Oh, Rochelle, what am I going to do with you?
You're being ridiculous. Leave me alone. Do you think they ever wrote out a rough outline about what the story's about?
I would imagine so. Because just maybe it was, I I'd like to think it was like a Larry David script that never came to light, like Prognosis Negative.
Because the only lyric of the song we know is, well, you've made a long journey from Milan to Minsk. Like, that's the tagline of the movie. It's just, it's the same sentence. Just,
It's kind of silly.
Yeah.
Well, but we know from Bette's song, now you're in a Pinsk.
The naysayers nay, you pick up your pace, so there's nothing to stop me, so get out of my face.
I'm having adventures all over the place. Okay.
Yeah, don't know much about the plot, but whatever. We get this, what do you want to call it? Like a little Easter egg,
It's a tag during the credits.
Yeah, it's Jerry getting home to his apartment, and he hears Kramer singing behind his door, and he's like, oh, there's Kramer singing. But then he hears Bette Midler singing with him, and he gives it a second, then just shakes his head. Nah.
And I do like how Kramer's like, you made a long journey from Milan to Minsk, Rochelle, Rochelle, your turn. And then Bette comes in.
So do we have like a misery situation in there? Like, does he hobble Bette Midler?
Perhaps.
Like her ankles are all busted?
Because he loves her.
Okay. Yeah, I just hope that Bette is able to leave when she wants. That's all. Anyways, on that note, Vinny, you want to wrap up?
Absolutely.
So, what do you think?
So, Matt, is this episode your kind of episode?
This episode, it's not really my kind of episode. This is one of my least favorite finales.
Wow.
Believe it or not. Like, we've got the stock tip, the deal, the keys, the pilot, the opposite, the invitations, the summer of George, and the finale itself. I don't know. This is just somewhere in the middle of the season for me.
Okay.
Where, we can talk about this more in our season 6 recap, but I always felt like season 6 didn't start off very strong, and I don't feel like it ended very strong either.
Okay.
I mean, the production value is great this week. There are some
Yeah.
great one-liners in this episode from Frank, and we get J. Peterman, all these incredible things, but when you add them all up, it just, to me, doesn't feel like one of my favorite episodes.
I enjoyed this one quite a bit. It's by no means is it a top 20 cracker or among the top ones for season 6, but this is fun for me to watch. I do like love Frank's inclusion and him and Elaine kind of pairing off in this episode, and a lot of the backstory we got of Frank Costanza, which is always good. And I didn't know all the background stuff with Bette going on, her coming in and being reluctant to do so. But I thought it was a perfect performance from her, which made it very enjoyable. And I really like all the softball stuff, all the Central Park stuff.
You know, what you said right there about Bette maybe not wanting to play ball initially, I think that kind of added to her character, because it's not like she enjoys being with Kramer in this episode. So it kind of helped, I think, with the story. But yeah, I agree with everything you're saying, man. It's a tough episode. I might have to actually revisit this during our recap.
I'd like to know what you thought when you weren't congested. So
yeah, just.
But when I put in the understudy and watch it, I laugh. I do it. This one's fun for me. I'm excited when this one comes on. So that's how, for me, it marks a good episode.
You know, I think I hold premieres and finales to a different standard than regular episodes. Because I want them to, I don't know, have like a certain send-off, or in the case of season 4, season 7, have like a season-wide payoff. I don't know if that makes sense. And this one just sort of feels big on spectacle.
All right, that's going to do it for us here on Seincast this week.
And just a reminder, next week we will be recording our season 6 recap. We're going to be talking all about some of our, I don't know, favorite moments, least favorite moments, favorite characters, least favorite characters. But we really would love to hear from you, the listeners, and get any topic suggestions, or we'd be happy to answer any questions from you about season 6, or just in general. Throw them our way. You can email us, seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. Or email us, or I'm sorry, don't email us, call us at Coco Bosco. Right, Vinny?
Absolutely.
And that's Coco like the chocolate, not the monkey.
That chocolate's all right.
Yes, right on. Well, we're looking forward to talking all about season 6 next week. But for this week, I'm Matt.
I'm Vinny.
Signing off. Seincast is not endorsed by Castle Rock Entertainment, Sony Pictures, or NBC. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Seinfeld, the Seinfeld logo, and all names, pictures, and audio of Seinfeld characters are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.
Hey, you know what? I didn't like the show. I didn't like you. You just really stunk. The whole thing, real bad. Stinkeroo. Thanks for the tickets, though.